Welcome to Northern Comfort, where we dive into all things health, wellness, and happiness to help you find the most fulfilling version of yourself as you navigate the different stages of life. We can't wait to thrive and grow with you.
Hi, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Northern Comfort, where we're your hosts. I'm Gina.
I'm Amanda, and we're going to do
And
some life updating today.
yes,
You
you
want
know
to
what's
start?
so funny? Literally
What?
10 minutes before we hopped on, I was sitting on the side of the curb on the phone with my mom, who was at the tax accountant, trying to rush send documents because it's due tomorrow. And yeah, it was a hectic but very calming mess. Like, I was trying not to get all worked up in the moment. I had Lacey. She's pulling me in every direction. She wants to play. She sees people. And I'm sweating. I had like three jackets on. Of course, today's like the nicest day, so I'm
I
stripping
know.
my coats off. Oh my God, I probably looked like a mess, and that's okay. But I got all my documents in, and we are good to go.
This is why I do my taxes in like February.
So I normally do. I used to use TurboTax, but I
Yeah.
really think they're a scam. I'm convinced they are a scam
I'm
because
sure part of it is I just cannot handle the stress.
yeah, yeah, that was
Because
very
I feel like
stressful.
everyone I've talked to that has done it through an accountant or like anything else, it's like right now they're like scrambling to
I know.
finish and figure it out. I'm like, I
And you
can't
know
handle it.
what it was too? They thought I didn't file my taxes in 2023. And I'm like, oh, no, I used TurboTax here. Here's the documents, so please don't charge me.
Mm,
Give me more money.
yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see
I
what
don't know. We'll
magic they
see.
can pull.
Maybe one day. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy. So what
tax
else? What's
season.
going on?
This weekend, my parents and I celebrated their 39th wedding anniversary. So we went out to dinner.
Wow.
They came down the shore. Yeah, it was really nice. They came down the shore. We went to a restaurant that I've gone to a couple of times that they've never been to, and they loved it.
Aw.
Um, yeah, I wasn't that hungry, so I'm like, let's just get a couple of appetizers and split it. We got so much, and my dad loved the idea. He loved the concept. He's never done that before. He's
That's funny.
like a old fashioned, like we can get an appetizer and then we all get our own meals. But
Yeah,
he loved it. We got a bunch of apps and only one meal, and it was the perfect amount. But
I
yeah,
love that.
and I was updating them on my life, so I finally got an apartment.
Woohoo!
So that's so exciting.
Everyone that I've been talking to about it, they're like, "Oh, did Gina like finally find an apartment?" I'm like, "No, she found an apartment like 6 months ago. She just never committed to the apartment and just told everyone she was moving, but then never actually signed up to be in the apartment that she was telling everyone she was moving to." So she's known where she's been going this whole time. She just never actually
No,
signed up to live there.
it's just so crazy because the rates change every day. So it's just
I know.
fluctuating so much. And I couldn't sign before like 30 days of
Yeah.
moving. I would have signed 6 months ago, but I wasn't allowed. It was too soon.
So which actual apartment did you end up getting? Like style?
So I signed for the loft, and I'm
Good.
so excited. There's just so much potential where upstairs I can either have like a movie area where I could have my couch and my TV, and
Yeah.
it could be secluded, and then keep my desk downstairs by the windows and have natural sunlight while I'm working. And then just like a little chair for Lacey, or I can put my couch downstairs, my living room, just
Yeah.
a regular living room, and then upstairs I can maybe do my desk and a day bed. So
Yeah.
then if I have guests, they can sleep on my couch downstairs, my day bed upstairs, and when I'm working, I always think when I'm working, have the day bed behind me, and if I'm on a call, to see Lacey on a day bed. How cute!
That's what Kat does with Reggie. It's like a, I don't even know what type of bed it is, but it like pulls out to a really nice bed, but then you can kind of like shrink it back down to like a
Yeah,
daybed size,
yeah.
and he just props up there and hangs out,
That's so
and it's
sweet,
fun.
just watching his mama
I feel like that's what you should do because it also gives you more separation, I think, from
work
your
on the
office.
weekends.
Like you
Yeah,
go up to your office and then you
yeah,
like leave your office. You're not like your desk isn't in the middle of your whole living area, you know?
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm leaning towards too. But I need to get into the space because I've toured a loft apartment, but not this specific one. So it's
Yeah,
tough because, um, yeah, don't know exactly if it's
right.
the flooring, all that. I don't know if it's swapped.
Mm, true.
So
But
gotta get in there.
you have a separate bedroom.
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Need that. I'm pumped.
Yeah, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
And when are you moving officially?
May 2nd, the week after you.
Whoa,
I know.
it's crazy.
I know.
Are you
It's
excited
coming
or are you
quick.
sad?
Both. I know I'm gonna cry when I hug Mr. Paul goodbye. And then I'll probably be back down like the next weekend to see him, which is so funny. Which I actually am. It's not probably, it's I am. He's watching Lacey for me for my
Oh,
cousin's
right.
wedding. So we're gonna have this dramatic send off, and then I'll be back the next weekend, like
So
the
you're gonna
movie.
bring her up here,
Yes,
move in, and then bring her back.
the following weekend. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Ugh, it's crazy.
Mhm. But yeah, I'm
Wow. I
excited. I'm nervous. All the feelings. It'll be fun. I'm
it'll
ready.
be good, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be a
I've
good
sold
change.
so much stuff. I'm just getting rid of everything.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like I'm just walking around boxes, and every time I walk in, I'm ready to put my coat on my chair. My chair's gone.
I know,
So
it's so
funny.
nice.
Yeah, it's getting surreal.
It's exciting though.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, that's fun. Wait, circling, this is like so off topic of the moving, but circling back to like going out to eat with your parents. I went out to eat with my parents this weekend,
yeah.
and we were talking about how I was saying, like, I just feel like I typically eat more than most people at the table. Like, I almost always will finish a meal wherever I go, depending on what it is.
Hmm.
And I was saying, like, when Will and I first started dating, I truly never really cared, but it was like funny to see the differences. Like he was just like, "Oh no, she just eats more than I do," but like his family had to like adapt. Like they treated me like a woman at first that doesn't overeat more than the man that she's dating. And we
Yeah.
were like, "Oh no, no, she's actually going to eat the full pizza." And we were like laughing at dinner with my family because my brother and I we would like want to order the same thing and my dad would be like, "Well, you could just split it." And we're like, no, we want the same thing, but we want a full meal. Like we don't need to split the meal in half because we want the same dinner. But then
Absolutely.
to your point, it's like we always get an appetizer and then like our own meals. But then if we wanted the same thing, it was like, well, you could just split it or like taste it. Taste someone else's. Like, oh, I'll just taste that. And I'm like, no, get your own. If you want your own set of whatever, get your own. But I'm like so into sharing now. And I don't know why it took me so long to like Will and I will always get to like share stuff or get like two entrees and split them now. Like remember when we went to that sandwich place and
Yes. Down
split
the
and
shore.
they were like,
Yeah.
"What a
And that
great
was so
idea."
cute. Yeah.
we're like
Yeah. You're like, oh
we're
my
like
God. They've never
is
saw it
this
before.
groundbreaking that we're like sharing a sandwich?
Yeah.
But
They
it's
put the
like the
plates
best of both
down.
worlds.
Yeah. It was. It
And I
was
never
cute.
thought about it.
Yeah. Actually, I always do that too. I always make sure that whoever I go out to eat with, I make sure we get two different plates because it is
Yeah,
true. Like, I want to try what you're eating and you want to try what
right.
I'm eating, but if you've been there before and you know the dish that you want, I totally
Yeah.
understand where you're coming from. Like, no, I'm craving this. I'm going this for that. I'm
Yeah.
not just taking a bite of yours.
Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
Not
Anyway,
happening.
not happening. But yeah, I feel like now we went to Wawa last night, of all places. I don't think I've had Wawa in like probably years. We were like, this might be the last time that we go to Wawa. And I was like,
Oh my
am I really
gosh.
sad? Do I actually
I
care about
hope
Wawa?
not. The quality
No,
is
I don't.
terrible.
And it was not good.
What did you get?
It was not good. Um, I got a cheesesteak, which was like, I got it because, well, I got home from Jersey at like 8 o'clock last night
Mhm.
and I was
Mhm.
starving
Mhm.
and we were gonna order food. And I was like, well, we should probably like get a cheesesteak before we move. And then we were like, well, let's just do a place that's quick because
God.
easy. Um, but they're just so much better, like anywhere else. But it was
Of
fine.
all the places, you have
Well, I know.
Delacandro's like two
I know,
miles
but
away from you.
everything takes so long.
At 8 o'clock at night, do you really
Yes.
think?
Yes,
Really?
it's crazy. Yes.
Mm,
I don't know why. Even Wawa was popping.
wow. On
You
a
know they have
Sunday.
pizza now?
Huh.
Full pizzas?
Yeah. They were giving out samples at my Wawa. I tried it. It was like, oh, I'm gonna be bloated for
That's
three
what's
days
crazy
now.
to me. Is like pizza? Like I don't know if I would order a pizza. I'm
Marketing.
hesitant to get anything else from there, but a pizza?
I know. I know.
I don't know. Anyway,
I used, you know what's so crazy? I used to get chicken parm sandwiches there.
yeah,
Now I think about it. Oh,
I know.
never.
I know it's so crazy. It was nice to have it one last time because there's
Yeah.
no I don't even know what the
Do you have
equivalent
sheets up
is.
there?
I don't know, that's what I'm trying to think. I don't think so. And they don't have quick check either.
Hmm.
They're
We'll have to circle back on this.
too advanced for that kind of establishment.
Yeah.
It is crazy though, because I don't know why. Well, I guess because your lease doesn't end until later in May, but I felt like you were gonna have so much more time than me.
I was. Yeah.
But you really don't.
I mean, I still do. I am out of my current lease until May 21st.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still going to pop down here
Yeah.
because people are going to take things later and I
Yeah.
have the wedding. So Lacey will be here with just my
Yeah.
couch and my blinds.
Well, that's all you need.
But yeah, it'll all work out.
Do you want to tell the people where you're moving?
Conshohocken. Did you ever watch
Conshohocken.
The Circle?
Of
It was a
course.
reality TV show
Yes.
during COVID. You did?
Yes. Of
And the
course.
first season, there was a guy that went
Mm-hmm.
on it, and he was from Conshohocken, and everyone was reading it Conshohocken. It was so cute and so funny. So yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I'll meet that guy, and
What a show.
yeah, it was funny.
He was truly from
Oh,
Philadelphia.
he was hilarious, hilarious.
It was Delco through and through.
Yes.
We were watching a season of Survivor, or the current season of Survivor, I think. And there was this contestant on. She was from Philly, and immediately no one liked her. Immediately, like just most obnoxious person on the show. Spoiler if anyone's watching
Oop.
Survivor. She got voted off last week, and they like do their little interview after they get voted off. And she's like, these people were just so obsessed with me, they couldn't even have me around anymore. And we were like, this is why we hate people from Philly. Like, why
So
are you
self-centered.
guys like this? But that was her the whole show. Like, had no self awareness, no concept of the fact that no one actually liked her. It was great.
Oh my goodness.
I love to see it. But
Ugh.
yeah, it'll be exciting. What other areas? Did you live anywhere else? You lived in the city, or no?
I live
Did you?
in um, Roxborough,
Yeah.
Manayunk, East Falls, down the shore, and now I'm going up further to Conshohocken.
But you never were in the city. You just worked here.
No, I just worked in Center City. Yeah, couldn't do it.
I know. Me neither. Couldn't
Yeah,
be for me.
no. My friend's brother just moved down to Center City. I'm like, oh, why? Bless you, but why?
A lot of people moved out during COVID. Like they were like,
Hmm.
"Oh, we're gonna go suburbs," and now the people that are our age that
Younger
didn't
generation.
get the city life are like, "Oh, we're gonna go back."
Yep,
I don't know. I get the location appeal and the being able to walk places and stuff, but I don't know. It's a lot.
I would fear for my life.
I know. Same.
Not even kidding.
I was driving my cousin back to college yesterday, and she goes to Westchester, which is far enough outside of Philly that you would think it's not that bad. And it's really cute. I've never actually driven that far out there, and it's a really nice area. But we're getting in the car to leave my grandma's house, and she's getting alerts on her phone, and it's like active shooter on roof of this building. And so we're like tracking this, like as I'm about to drop her off at college, she's like getting the alert of what's happening. We're like halfway there. She's like, "Oh, it's all good. He's in custody now." I'm like, what is
Oh
going
my
on?" Like,
goodness. That's
it's wild.
crazy. That's scary.
It is scary, but Center City is even worse. So
Yeah,
couldn't imagine.
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's crazy. I feel like I have not packed anything else. I, in my head, was like, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna throw out all of my bathroom stuff, and then we don't have to pack that. And then I just went ahead and bought new bathroom stuff too.
And you had it delivered to where you are now?
No, I went with my mom this weekend, and then
Oh,
I was gonna have her bring it, but they're not coming until 2 weeks after we move. So
oh,
I'd rather just like pack up the new stuff. I think we're gonna have plenty of room. It's just so hard to tell. I
right.
just genuinely do not know how many boxes we're gonna use
Mm-hmm.
until like we just don't have that much more to pack besides furniture, which they know. Like the movers know what furniture we have.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like every time I pack a box, I'm like, where did all this shit come from? How did
I
I
know.
fill this box so quickly, you know?
I know. And I don't even
So,
use this stuff. Why am I holding on to it? It's always
please.
kitchen appliances for me. What is it for you?
Um, I would probably say the same, but I feel like the hardest part is because we don't have the space right now.
Yep.
So like we had a bunch of stuff and still do just in bins and we're like going through the bins and we're like, "Oh, who knew we had this? Who knew we had this?" So my hope is that once we have space and cabinets where we can just put the appliance there and it's like right there to grab and use rather than
Yep.
like hidden somewhere, we'll actually use them. Because it's all stuff that I want to use, but it's just a pain in the ass to get out. Like, I don't want to dig through all this stuff to get all these things out and then we just never use them. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Where are you with the boxes? Like, have you used half of them? You did have a lot. You had a pretty big stack.
I think I bought 30 and they're on the smaller side, or they're considered like small boxes. And the moving company said we can have 30 medium boxes. I think I bought 30 small boxes, and we've used eight or nine. So,
Oh,
like, I think we're gonna be fine. The
yeah.
only things we have left to pack is our kitchen, and I started, but we need to do like plates, pots, pans, whatever, all of that
Right.
stuff.
Right.
Um, I did most of my clothes. We need to do Will's clothes. Bathrooms is just like mats and towels. Like pretty much everything else from the bathrooms we're throwing out
Mm-hmm.
and getting new stuff when we move. And then I pretty much packed up my office. I'm like looking around. There's just my walls are like empty now. Um like cleaning stuff. and things, but like we're gonna use that. So that's probably gonna go in our car. So I think I'm exaggerating. Like I think I'm overreacting of how many boxes we're gonna use. I just truly have no idea until we actually start doing it. And it's so hard to start like finishing the process because we feel like we have so much time left that we need to use this stuff. It's like I don't know what the a right amount of time is where you just suck it up and pack all of your stuff and like use paper plates and things, but then it's like we still need a pan or a pot or something to cook in.
Yeah.
So do we pack that? I don't know. I don't know. I think this weekend will be, we're not traveling for Easter. My mom's gonna come Saturday, so I think this weekend we'll really like pack the rest of everything, and then next
Mhm.
week we're just, I don't know, just wing it, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll figure it
Order
out.
out, go out. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's why we're like trying to figure out a couple days where we can go out to dinner and just have like easier breakfasts and lunch so we don't like completely derail our schedules and eating habits. But yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
true.
Still hasn't hit me yet. It'll come, I think.
It will
I'm
come.
like avoiding on Saturday at the gym. It was my, I'm like now having every class that I teach now is like my last time teaching that class.
Wow. Yeah, I
But I'm
understand.
like, it doesn't feel like it because I have like my last class day. So like I'm not, it's not like I'm getting emotional at the end of every last class that I have, you know?
Yeah.
And on Saturday, there was like just a handful of people who are going away for Easter next weekend and not coming to my last class or like traveling for whatever reason. And they were like coming up to me after class, like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to see you before you move. And I'm like, I'm sure I'll see you one of these days. And they're like, this one girl was like, no, but I'm like literally traveling for the next 2 weeks
Oh,
until you move. And I was like, I'm sure there'll be a day in between that you're
you don't
popping
like
it. Like,
goodbyes.
I was
You
like,
do not
we'll
like
probably figure
goodbyes.
something out. And they're like, everyone was just like, all right, okay, like, sure. I was like, I wasn't mentally prepared today to be emotional and like saying goodbye to people. So then even the people that I knew I wasn't gonna see that I did like hug and say goodbye to, I just was like, all right, like, see you around. I don't
Oh,
know. It's just like, it's just weird. And then even after my last class, not like I moved the next day. I'm gonna go to classes all of next week. So it was like I'm gonna be like all emotional on Saturday and then I'm just gonna like reappear on Monday with everyone that I just was emotional with. So I don't know. It'll be fun. It'll be fine. It'll hit me eventually. I
yeah.
truly don't think it's actually gonna hit me until like we move. Like we walk into the house because
You're fighting it. You are so fighting it.
no, I'm really not because I actually don't want to be here anymore. Like I'm very excited and I'm sad to leave the gym, of course, but
Yeah.
I truly am not like I do not feel like I'm avoiding it. I don't feel like I like don't want to say goodbye. Obviously there's people I don't want to say goodbye to, but I'm not like
That's what I
I
mean.
it just hasn't hit me yet. Like it just I like I'm still have to go to the gym every day and teach and work and like I went this morning like I was saying to you guys earlier, and had a crisis. So it's like I don't even have time to. It's not like I'm like sitting there like dwelling on, oh, like this is my last day. Like I
Yeah.
walked into this class. It's my last time teaching this class. I didn't have my phone. Had no idea where it was. It was in the building somewhere. The
Oh my God.
music was playing, but I couldn't change it because I didn't have my phone. Like it's just like chaos because something is always happening. So I don't have time really to like sit and process, which
Process.
is why
Yeah.
on Saturday I wanted to cancel everything except my last class so like I could just focus on that and not be dealing with other stuff or other classes or clients or whatever.
That's
So
fair.
it is funny with my clients, like I think some of them like I think I'll be emotional saying goodbye to certain people, which just sounds so mean. But like I feel like some of my clients are starting to get emotional, but I don't feel emotional and I like feel bad because like they're starting to get upset, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be that upset. Not because I don't love them as people, but I don't think I'm gonna be that upset when I like say goodbye on their lap. Like I'm just like, all right, see you later. Like I don't know, it's just weird. It's a weird. I've been doing the same thing for 4 years and like coming to the same place for 4 years. So like it just doesn't
Wow. It's been 4 years
feel
already.
almost
I remember when you started. I thought it
in
was
August.
3. Wow.
In August it would have been 4 years,
Wow.
which is so crazy. So yeah, I'm excited. And I think because we're moving somewhere that we're so familiar with, it also doesn't like, it's not like I'm like moving across the country or something and being in a completely new space, if that makes sense. Like, we've taken this drive a million times. Like, we've prepped to go there to visit a million times. So I feel like it also doesn't feel any different until we actually get there and into the house.
Does it feel like a vacation right now? Because I will say when I moved down the shore, I thought I was on vacation.
Yes and no. It like, I just feel like I'm in this weird limbo like right now in Philly because it's like we can't do a lot more with packing or getting ready, but that like mentally I'm getting ready and preparing to pack next week, and I know I'm moving, and they're like painting the house and stuff, like, so it's like we're talking about stuff and I know it's happening. But yeah, I think that's why is like I also know that when we go on Friday, we're not, I mean, we can go to the house obviously, but our furniture's not going to be there. So like
Hmm.
we're still going to Will's parents' house. We're not going to stay at the house that we're moving into. So I think like for that it kind of feels like just like it's been every other time that we've gone.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's weird, but I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm like sad about, sort of sad. Like I don't know, it's weird to say that I'm not sad because I'm sad to leave the gym, but I also know it's going to be so much better for my mental health to
Yeah.
have that separation. So I'm
You
like
need time for
excited to
yourself.
see. Right. I'm excited for
Hmm.
myself to see how that changes. And I think the people that I'll miss are people I'm still connected to in some way, you know? And like, I think it'll be a nice change for me and Allie because right now it's so hard to not talk about work because it's her livelihood, obviously, and it's what I think about all the time. And so it's like we're trying to talk about personal stuff, and then I'm like, hey, did you get my email about that thing that I needed you to do? Like, it's just very hard to separate like being friends and working together. So
Yeah.
it'll be nice to just be friends and not be like having to ask her to do stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So, anywho, that's my update. More to come
I love it. Yeah.
mentally, once I mentally move. But I'm excited also because just feel like I never, being here, I like never was mentally here. Like I physically have lived here, but I've never lived here. Like I've never
And
wanted to
also
live here.
a long part of it was COVID as well, where we were just inside. So when
True.
we became friends, it was the peak of COVID, and it's not like we were out and about. We were
True.
inside hanging out. So we didn't really get
Which
the
was
full
fun.
Philly. Yeah, absolutely. I loved it.
Yep.
But we didn't get the full Philly experience.
No, definitely not. And I think so much has just changed since then, just
Absolutely. Our
how we are and in
personalities.
general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. We're not
Yeah.
into all of that. I feel like we never really were, even when we
No.
were having wine Fridays. Um, we would wake up the next day and we were like, oh, why did we do that? Oh, I feel disgusting. And we're like, oh, let's do it again next Friday. It's just
Because I
so
feel like
funny.
that was just, I was actually thinking about that with moving too. Like, I feel like it's just the thing that you're like supposed to do when you're making new friends. And it's really
Right,
hard to like come up with, even if you meet someone for the first time, like for coffee or for a while, like if you're not immediately drinking with them, it's so hard to continue to do sober activities, which is so sad and it like shouldn't be that way. But I feel like it's so much harder to make friends if you want to focus on not drinking once a week. And to your point, we literally couldn't go anywhere. So we were like, all right, well, what else do we do
mm-hmm,
besides wine nights? Like, so I don't know. I'm excited
yeah.
for you to have a little loft again, though.
Me too. I think I'm
It's gonna
just
bring
meant
back
to be.
memories.
Oh yeah, I'm meant to be in a loft. Like when I buy a home or a condo or something, it's gonna have to be a loft. I
Yeah,
decided. I have so many saved on my Pinterest board that I just always come across them.
yeah,
They could be so beautiful. Even like modular homes can
yeah.
be open up
Yes,
tall, and
yes,
they're not even called modular homes anymore. They're called tiny homes, and they could be so stunning. I
yeah,
love it. I love the
yeah.
style. So that's me.
Oh man. All right. Well, we'll circle back once we'll do a full moving episode about our moving experiences because we're both moving in different ways and
Yep.
different amounts of things and moving into different types of places. So, we'll do a whole episode on our moving adventures.
Yes, we should.
Okay, I want to jump into the topic.
Yeah,
Do
let's
you
do
want to
it.
start? Because I'm, I feel
Yeah,
like you are so prepared today.
I
I'm
know.
so not prepared.
So today we're going to talk farm or pharma. And I have a little game picked out. It's called This or That. Okay. So for losing weight, Ozempic
Let's do it.
or diet and exercise? Is this a no-brainer for you? Or
Oh my God. Well,
okay, I'm gonna
okay,
get a little
so
difficult.
let me say, go ahead.
Oh, um, I was just gonna say Ozempic or diet and exercise, or I could say Ozempic, diet, or exercise.
Mm,
Shall I rephrase that?
no, I know what you're saying. It's my, for me personally, I would say diet and exercise. If I had gotten myself into a position where I felt like I needed to lose weight. But I will say, I think in certain circumstances for certain people who have been utilizing diet and exercise or have some sort of hormone imbalance or issue and like they've tried all of these things and it's not working, I see a time and a place when Ozempic is useful, but not in the way that a lot of women are using it when they're like, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds. Let me go on Ozempic because you lose your appetite, you lose your muscle mass, and on top of it, they're not exercising or working out. So if you're putting them all together and doing it the right way, I'm fine. So, what are your
I
thoughts?
I can't justify Ozempic. I'm sorry. And I was actually talking to my friend who works in pharmaceutical marketing, and she said I saw because I sent her a video where it was saying Ozempic targets your thyroid. So if you have
Mm-hmm.
thyroid issues, you can really harm yourself. And she
Mm-hmm.
said, yeah, it's not even really advertised much. You have to open up, like when you get a shot or
PI.
something and it's the fine print. You have to open up that little piece of paper that's folded 17,000 times and you open it up and it's huge and it's in a small little box saying if you have thyroid issues, you should not take this product. Whereas, okay, do doctors know that? Are doctors telling their patients that?
Yeah.
Or are they looking that little piece of paper over?
Well, I think that's why, well, to start, they should, like, if a doctor is prescribing something, they should know the prescribing information like the back of their hand. So if they don't, that's on
Absolutely.
them.
Right.
Um, but I think that's where it can be harmful because, like, it was initially studied for people with diabetes. So, like, if you go back to my first point, like, if you have diabetes because you're not dieting and exercising, you should be starting with dieting and exercising
Right.
to help you with the weight loss. I have heard of certain instances where people do it the right way and they have all those tests done and they actually check that kind of stuff and it works really well. And then the other thing is, like, you need to come off of it eventually. And I think
Right.
some people don't think about that and they just,
Mm-hmm.
like, I have clients who are like, well, I want to lose 5 pounds, so I'm just going to go on it. I'm like,
Oh.
not really how it works.
Mm-mm.
Like,
Mm-mm.
and also, you get older, you maybe gain 5 pounds, like, you're going to be okay. Anyway,
Right.
so you could go
Um,
on.
Headaches. Are you taking ibuprofen or are you doing a natural remedy?
Neither. I suffer.
She suffers. Okay.
I don't know what's
Um,
wrong with me.
I mean, you don't suffer because there are natural remedies that you do, right? You'll drink tea, you hydrate, sometimes you'll take a nap, like, right?
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I think my everyday lifestyle is a remedy in a sense. But yeah, I'm not a big, like, any medicine like that. And I don't know why, because if someone else has a headache, I'll be like, "Oh, did you take ibuprofen?" Like, it's not
Hmm.
that I'm against people taking it in
Hmm.
general. It's just for myself, I'm like,
She's
I
built
don't know.
different.
I'm like, I feel better. I had to suffer through,
I overcame that headache.
which is like, what's the point? I don't know. What are your, I'm sure you have some.
Those are basically my remedies.
Oh,
No,
oh,
no,
she
no,
said
no.
me too.
No, I will do those remedies as well. I'll hydrate. Yesterday I had a little headache. I went to bed at 8:40. I was exhausted.
Mm, yeah,
Um, and I like tea as well. I like nighttime tea. There's herbal teas that help with headaches. So, yeah.
yeah, okay.
Allergy season. Are you popping Zyrtec or are you taking a teaspoon of honey?
Again, I suffer.
Amanda.
I'm truly not exaggerating. Like, I don't take medicine for these types of things. And I'm not in any way against taking medicine. If I went to the doctor and they were like, "Hey, you really need to take some Zyrtec, like your allergies are really bad," I'd be like, "Fine." Um, but yeah, I think the same. I'll drink tea with honey, but
Mhm.
I don't think I'm intentionally like, let me eat a tablespoon of honey because it's gonna help my allergies.
Yeah. I've
You
probably
know?
done it only a handful of times, so I understand.
Yeah. But in the back of my mind, like, when I'm doing stuff or putting honey in things or on things, like, I know that local honey is better for helping with allergies.
Hmm.
But I'm also the kind of person that's says I have allergies when I probably am actually sick. So allergy
Yes.
medicine would not help in that case, and I
No.
just suffer through continuing to say that it is allergies.
Yes. Hence the last time you were sick from
Yeah,
either your trip or me.
for like a week. We're gonna blame
Yeah.
it on you.
No. Um, okay. Should I continue or are you gonna just say you're the suffer? I have
Well,
two
yeah,
more.
keep going. Maybe there may be one that I take. Who knows?
Okay, bloatness. Are you taking Pepto-Bismol or are you drinking seltzer water? What are you doing?
Mm, that is one, and I wouldn't necessarily say just bloating, but like if my stomach really hurts, I will take Tums.
Okay.
That's the one medicine I will give in to, but not often. It
Mm-hmm.
it depends like what level of discomfort I'm in, or if I'm like need to go somewhere and I'm really uncomfortable, I'll take Tums.
I took Tums once in my life. I was in LA visiting my cousin, and I just ate a bunch of food out there. It didn't sit well in my stomach, and I went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Take Tums." I put them in my mouth. I lay down, and I didn't know you're supposed to chew them. I thought you were just supposed to let them dissolve in your mouth. And I woke up in the middle of the night, and still like,
Oh
oh,
my,
yes, I should chew this. I remember waking up like, oh, what is that?
ew,
Oh,
and they're so gross.
chalky. They're
Yeah, they're
chalky.
so ew, 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 ew.
But I
Yeah,
can say I
that's
have
not fun.
evolved. Now I will put castor oil in my belly button, all over my belly.
Mm,
It's all over. It's a hype, and I love it.
I need to I need to start with that.
Yes, highly recommend it. They even have like cotton wraps where you wrap your stomach.
Yes.
You'll, yeah, it's pretty
I've
neat.
seen that. I know.
Yeah,
I do need to try that now that I will say, knock on wood, so I don't jinx myself in the current moment. My cramps have not been bad with my periods
good,
now that I'm off birth control.
good.
Like I'll get them a little bit, but I feel like it's more my back and it's just like discomfort. But I feel like I could use it for the same idea. But
Hmm.
that's kind of why I want to get it because I feel like when I get cramps, they're so bad, but it's just like a little short period of time where I'm like doubled over in pain.
Yeah.
So,
No, not fun.
fun
That was
times.
actually my next one. Cramps. Are you taking ibuprofen or are you drinking ginger tea? Icy hot. We're not drinking icy hot. Are you putting icy hot on?
Don't drink icy hot, guys. We don't recommend it. Um, I'm a big heating pad
Mm,
person.
you are.
I was literally laying flat on the couch today on my heating pad on my back. But it that is the only thing, honestly. I used to take, and I feel like it was just a generic, like, it was called like menstrual cramp stomach relief or something. Like, ibuprofen does not do anything for me for cramps, but this stomach relief something did.
Hmm.
But I feel like now, if I'm in like that excruciating of cramp pain, I just need to be like flat on my stomach on the heating pad, and it's the only thing that helps.
Wow.
What
I
about
used to
you?
use my heating
Castor oil?
pad all the time in high school, and I don't anymore. I can say I haven't in the last like 6 years.
Oh my God.
I am huge on these like disposable cooling patches. I
Mm-hmm.
just got them at CVS. I love them.
Yeah.
If I have a stiff neck, I'll put it on my neck, my shoulders.
Yeah.
I'll put it on my cramps. I'll put it on my lower back if my back pain. They are a lifesaver. I love them.
Yeah. That's like how I am with the heating pad. I just
Yeah,
use it for everything.
right. That's all I have. Thanks for playing my fun little game of this or that. Now I know she is a tough girly and she suffers through the pain.
I, yeah, I don't really know where I got that from. Um,
Your mom, your dad.
no, I don't know. It's like real, I, kind of my mom. I feel like she's not a big, they never were like big medicine people, but they also weren't ever anti-medicine. And like, we took medicine if we were sick,
Yeah,
you know? Like,
yeah.
I'm traumatized. I remember. I know every medicine I took for whatever I took it for.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. It's just a weird, I honestly I think it's a like a control thing. Like I want to be in control of my pain, which seems counterintuitive because I'm just ignoring it essentially. But it's like
No, you're
feels
living
weird to
through
me.
it. I don't think you're ignoring it. I think
Right.
you're
And that's how
living
I
through it.
feel when I'm sick. It's like to me it's like a lie. Like if you take medicine, unless it's like a viral infection and I need an antibiotic, that's different.
Hmm.
But if I'm taking like the last time I took Dayquil and NyQuil because I was really struggling. But
Sure.
I feel like it just fixes it for like that little window of time. So then I can't actually tell if I'm sick or not, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd rather just suffer through the 3 days of being sick and then
Mhm.
come out on the other side of it and know I'm actually not sick anymore and it's not just me being like drugged up on NyQuil, you know?
Mhm. Mhm. I'm big on Alka-Seltzer. I love them. And Airborne. Oh, first day, I'm
Someone
popping them suckers.
someone said to me Alka-Seltzer cold and flu or something. Is that a
Mhm.
thing?
Mhm.
Okay, I couldn't find it, but I
Yeah.
did get Vicks Vapor Rub this last time,
Love it.
which I used to, it's like brought me back to my childhood because I feel like my mom would just
Yeah.
like lather that shit all over us.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um, I don't think it did anything, but I
Really?
felt nice.
Oh my gosh, when I can't breathe, I put that on my chest. I put it
I
underneath my nose.
know.
I put it on my feet. You're supposed to put it on your feet and put your socks on. That's like
Oh,
an Italian and Mexican little hack.
so I will say I was using those feet patches
Okay.
that you I always forgot to use them when I'm sick. I just use them randomly. I
Yeah.
need to use it when I'm really feeling sick to see if it does anything.
Is it
But
the ginger
I don't know what's in
foot
it,
patch?
but it's like white and you stick it to the bottom of your foot like a band-aid. It's pretty big.
Yes.
And then when you wake up, it's like completely black. It's really
But I will
gross.
say I bought them. I will say there's charcoal in them. So I don't think
Yes.
it's actually
Yes.
pulling anything. I don't think it's
Agreed.
pulling the
Right.
toxins out, but that's what's making it black.
Yes.
Did you
Yes.
feel
It's like the
better in the
reaction.
morning?
I slept better when I was using them.
That's good.
That was like the only thing I could tell, but it's also hard for me to say because I'm a good sleeper, so I don't really know. That's why I'm saying I think next time I'm really sick using it. I've also heard during COVID, I heard a couple of people say putting potato slices in your
Mhm.
socks.
Mhm.
And those do turn black, and that's really
Mhm.
gross.
Mhm.
I haven't tried, but
Yeah,
interesting.
the crunchy moms do that for the babies because it's non-toxic.
We'll see. I
Last
don't know.
question.
Okay.
My girly that likes to feel all the pain. Do you think you'll get an epidural?
Yeah. Yes. 1000%.
Okay. I'm shocked,
Not
but
even a
okay.
question.
Okay.
Um, no, I was just talking about this today because I've never had surgery. Like I've never had any type of surgery
You never got
ever.
your wisdom teeth out.
I don't have wisdom teeth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rare.
It's very strange. I've never broken a bone.
Hmm.
I've never been I've been in pain obviously, but never like true
Excruciating
acute
pain.
excruciating pain where you like broke something or whatever. Like I've twisted fingers and stuff playing sports, but anyway. Yeah, that's like a absolute non-negotiable for me. So, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. We'll
I'm gonna
see
be
when the day
as
comes.
drugged up as possible. Wait, that was fun. I
Yeah.
loved that.
Do
Do
you have
you,
any final thoughts?
I don't know. I could talk about this for hours because I I work on like both sides of it, but also I'm not like an expert in either side of it, so I don't, we're not doctors. I don't want to like share my opinion on that. I think the biggest thing for me is like, and what I've learned working in pharma is and medication and prescription medication is very useful for issues in that moment. Like you have a bacterial
Hmm.
infection or whatever. Like there's something in that moment that needs to be treated. It's you don't always have time to treat it holistically. And sometimes like you need to get whatever it is out of your system and it's life or death situations and that's where I think big pharma like has done the research and it's not to say there's not side effects and there can't be things that like there can always be things that go wrong. But I think it's the chronic, like you see so many medications that are just for people are taking for the rest of their lives because they
Yeah.
have chronic pain or all the different types of arthritis or skin conditions. And in those instances, I feel like doctors don't do as good of a job working with patients on like how can you heal this, like we've talked about on our last two episodes, like from the inside out, and can we try that first rather than just saying like you have rheumatoid arthritis, we're going to put you on this injection for the rest of your life basically to
Yeah.
manage it and lower your inflammation. So that's kind of my approach. Like I see the benefits to both sides because I work in the wellness space and I also work in pharmaceutical marketing and always have, and I've seen how those drugs have changed people's lives and quality of life. But then I've also seen people use them as a crutch because that's just what they're told that they have to do, you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's crazy. Final PSA. Have you ever heard of pinworms?
Pinworms.
Yeah.
Is it like a is it similar to like a parasite? Or is it a
Yes,
parasite? It's a
it's a
parasite.
parasite. I love telling people about this because it was the first product, one of the first products I worked on, like right out of college. And I had no idea what it was. But I feel like it's very relevant for people our age who are having children because it's like a preschool, it's like lice, basically. It's like stuff
Okay.
that kids get because they're gross and touch
Yeah.
themselves and then touch each other.
Sure. Sure.
But it's a parasite and it lives in your intestines and they like lay eggs in your intestines and then they come out at night and lay eggs basically on your butt. So if your kid is like scratching their butt, it's probably because they have no, not always, but it could likely be because they have pinworms if they're doing it consistently. But if they do that and the pinworm laid eggs and then they go and like touch stuff at school and then another kid touches it
Oh.
and puts their hands in their mouth,
Uh,
they ingest the
uh,
eggs and it just goes on and on and on.
ew. Is
But
that how they get hand, foot, and mouth? Or that's different?
no, different. It's
Okay.
not it's not it's not severe. Like it's just
Okay.
gross.
Okay.
But I just think it's such a funny thing. Like my client at the time like now has kids and her and I were both like, "Ew, what is this?" And then she was like, "Oh my God, they you sign your kid up for daycare, you get a pamphlet and it's like here's all of the things that your kid could come home with basically." And that's one of them. But there's a ton of like over the you just go and take a pill and they're so safe to take that like
Mhm.
even if you think you might have it, you could just go and take one and potentially like cure it before it even starts. But you don't have pinworms, Lacey.
Yeah, parasites really do fascinate me.
I know. It's
Like
great. It's
there's
it's
just so
weird.
many. It's so crazy. I've done a little bit of research. Um, yeah, maybe we'll talk more on another episode. Well, thank you guys for joining and listening into our episode where we got to catch up and talk a little bit about farm versus pharma. And can't wait to have another episode soon.
We will see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.